All right. Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of the Fanatics, a college football betting show. I had to think about the name for a second there. We changed the name a couple weeks ago. I had to think about the name for a second, but we're back. I'm back. Thank you very much, Corey, for hosting for me last week while I was out. But we got a great show ahead. We got our betting snake draft is back. We got a college football playoff talk we're going to do. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. Let's get to it. My name is Kyle Comas, and joining me, we have the CEO of the Dakota Sports Gambling Network, Pace Meyer. And we got the Nebraska Husker fan himself. We got Mr. Corey Adair. Boys, we're finally here. Week 1 college football. How we feeling?
Feeling good. I think it's what my team plays, your team plays, Corey, and Kyle. Like all our teams play. So yeah, week 0 is fun. Like it's a little Saturday, right? But now we got games starting here on Thursday with the buys and going to Colorado, and then boom, 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 Friday, Saturday, baby. It's here. Best time of year without a doubt. And I know we say that every single year, but you could just feel it outside. The air, all that stuff. It's just the best time of year. It's sweatshirt weather. That's the time of year. It's the best time of year.
That's right. Corey, how you doing, man?
Oh, dude, all I gotta say is we made it. We made it. It's here. That's this is what we all look forward to all year long. I'll say it again, longest off season in sports especially for a sport where the regular season is so much more impactful. And Pace is right. It's not just the weather that's buzzing. I mean, first year, the 12-team college football playoff, conference realignment. There's been little bits of conference realignment that have made made big impacts, but this year's out the door. I just can't wait. I've been looking forward to this all year.
Absolutely. And I'm a guy, I like baseball. Like I'll watch baseball obviously during the summer, but by early August, I'm like, okay, let's have something else on here. I'm betting baseball and WNBA are the two I'm betting right now. But once you get into football season, I mean, you got so many more sports to bet on, and it's just great stuff. But
my thing with baseball though, fall is the best time for baseball. Playoff baseball, October baseball, that's the best time of baseball. So just in general, this time of year is just the great. Just think if we had March Madness this time of year, October Madness, let's go. How sick would that be?
Yeah, that you might be onto something here, Pace.
That's what I'm saying. Halloween Madness, baby.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, boys. Well, hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. We got a great show ahead. Before we get started, though, as always, we'll do an ad read, and I got a trivia question. Pace, you are due to get a trivia question right this season.
Dude, I am, but it'll never happen. I agree with you, but no.
So we will see how you guys do. So it's just a pretty generic question for you. We'll see how if you guys know it. But again, just very simple and straightforward. What college football player has the most rushing yards in a career in FBS history? So the most rushing yards in a career in FBS history. I will give you a hint. It was a Power 4 running back, and it was after the year 1990. So it could have been in 1991, could have been in 2023. So that's your trivia question. What college football player?
Career, right?
Career. Yep. So I will give you time to think about it while I do our ad read for Better Edge. The Fanatics College Football Betting Show is sponsored by Better Edge. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace that is legal in 45 states and operates like a marketplace. How does that work? You may be asking. Well, let me just use an example. Let's use the Penn State-West Virginia game being played on Thursday. One person on the platform likes Penn State money line, places $10 on that line. Another person on the platform likes West Virginia money line, and they place $10 on that line. Boom. You now got an exchange because it's person to person, and that person is sportsbook. That's what makes it legal in almost every single state. A lot of sportsbooks, you'll have really, really juiced lines on spreads and totals. Better Edge is minus 100, plus 100. You get a much higher payback, and that's one thing I love about it. They have several competitions, such as Battle Royale, Survivor, Chasers, a lot of things to keep the users competitive. And it also incorporates social media, so people can go on their platform, post their plays, and people can fade them to create an order or tail them as well. So it just incorporates a lot of different things that a lot of sportsbooks don't do. We love Better Edge here at the Dakota Sports Gambling Network. Go to their website, www.betteredge.com. Use promo code Kyle, Corey, Pace, or Play Me. Any of those promo codes, you get $20 out of your account. I mean, You put money in, we'll give you money right back. That's how Better Edge is working right now. So www.betteredge.com and use the promo code Kyle, Corey, Pace, or Play Me to get $20 added to your account. So, gentlemen, the trivia question for you is, what college football player has the most rushing yards in a career in FBS history? Either you two feel confident to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because, I mean, again, I'm the worst at trivia. Everybody knows that. But I will say Ricky Williams.
Okay. And Corey, who do you think it is?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still true, but I know that was at one point in time the correct answer. Like, I have 100% faith in that. I
Okay.
do know that. I don't know if it's been broken since, so we'll go with Ricky.
Yeah, because that would have been in what, like
98.
98? Okay.
And I believe when I looked
Oh,
it
you
up,
said 1999, didn't you, though, Kyle?
1990.
1990. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say when I looked this up, I believe Ricky Williams is second. It was Ron Dane with 7,125.
Jesus.
The very
Over-
next year.
Very
Yeah.
next year. Okay.
Yep. So Ricky's second, but yeah, Ron Dane ended up beating him.
Who did he break? What game? Who did he play against when he broke the record?
I don't know that but yeah, that's a trivia question. Yeah, Ron Dane.
Ron Dane. Okay. Now, who did Ron Dane play for? There's another trivia question.
Wisconsin.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Kyle should ask me that question.
I'll just.
All right. That was not bad. That was not
Tim
bad.
Tebow play for.
I did
Yeah.
remember that. I did remember that correctly. The answer to my trivia question, who was he playing against when he broke the record? It was Iowa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I asked it.
Oh, yeah. I did not. Corey, you got to realize when Ron Dane was playing, I was 4. So
It's core memory shit, man. It's core memory.
I'm a young gun on this panel. So, but yeah. Well, hey, let's get right into the show. Let's talk about the college football playoffs. So this is the first year of the expanded college football playoff, 12 team playoff, new format. How we did it, how they're doing it this year is 5 winners of their conference get an automatic bid. So it's probably going to be the Power 4 conferences, and then a group of 5 gets an automatic bid, and then there's 7 at-larges. So just really, really quick, let's just talk about the expanded playoff and what our thoughts are. Corey, I know you got a lot of thoughts in the playoffs, so you start us off.
Oh, I just think this is so exciting. I'm gonna probably say something similar to the lines that I've been hearing a lot of the national media say, where like I know I heard Joel Klatt say this, and I know I've heard a couple other people say it, where in the beginning they were against a 14 playoff, that the BCS for the most part was getting the best 2 teams. Most years they were getting the best 2 teams, and we were having some pretty good national championship games, quality-wise, games-wise. So I was right there with them. I thought that a 14 playoff would ruin it, and then the further we go along, the more you realize it was just a political contest. And now 12 teams, and the way they wrote the rules, I mean, there's going to be teams that aren't ranked in the top 12 in this playoff, and they're going to upset people. They're going to. Like, this is cultivating vibes of 2007 as much as it could possibly do. So I think this is great for the sport. There's just a buzz. College football 25 comes out. There's a 12-team playoff. Power 4 conferences all get shaken up. Pac-12 gets blown up. This is unprecedented. This is, I don't know. I think this is easily the most anticipated college football season, probably a decade.
I think
probably longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pace.
I was just saying, probably longer. So, like, what happens with Pac-12 now? So, like, how do Oregon State and Washington State, right? Like, they just make it as at large. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're at large. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, they'll be at large. Unfortunately for them. Yeah, I think that this is great, and I think people who dislike it don't realize the true fact and the true pride and true thing about the playoff. It's more football. It's more football you get to watch, and that's the best thing about this whole thing is you get to watch football on a Thursday, on a Friday, and a meaningful football game at that. Because I believe they have 1 game on a Thursday and a Friday, and then 2 on a Saturday, 2 on a Sunday, something along those lines. But yeah, it's just great that it's just more football to watch, a lot more competitive, and a lot more teams that have a chance at winning the championship.
Yeah, for me, it's not like more football's great, right? But like it's more bracket style football. Like that's what's better. like the bracket style football is just better than normal football. So it's going to be awesome. Who doesn't like filling out a bracket? And this is only the start, in my opinion. Like 12 teams is just a start. We're going to get to 24, like the FCS. Heck, could get to 36, I think. But this is just a start, which is going to be awesome, in my opinion. So
Yeah, no, I think that's very true. But one thing that us panelists have done, and I'm excited to share this, is we have wrote down our 12 teams that we expect to make the college football playoff. And we're going to reel them with you all. Not seeded right now. Maybe eventually down the road we'll seed them, but not seeded right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our 12 teams and we'll see kind of what everyone's thoughts are. But I'll go first since I didn't go on the playoff or the preview show, so you guys don't know this. So I'll do my five automatic bids, and I'll let you guys do your automatic bids. Then we can do at large after that, if that sounds, or I can do all 12. Whatever you guys want to do.
Do your 5 and then we'll all do our 5 and then we'll all do our 7. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So my 5 automatic bids, I got Georgia, Ohio State, Utah, NC State, and my group of 5 winner, I got Memphis.
Yeah, you're big on Memphis, Kyle. Kyle's big on Memphis this year.
Huge on Memphis this year.
Okay.
A lot of
all
people are.
Pace, go ahead.
All right, so I got Oregon, Utah, Georgia, NC State, and Boise State.
Okay. And Corey?
I'm going to basically follow suit, except for instead of NC State, I am going to go with Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Bounce back potential. And the ACC's, I mean, we talk crap on them every year for a reason.
Look what just happened. Yeah,
any one of those top 3 teams is going to win it. And Clemson, just as much talent on that roster as anybody. And then Boise State, I'm with Pace. I think this is the year the Smurf Turf takes their territory back.
Okay.
Especially with the 12-team playoff. Like this is just honestly, if you just little tangent with the at-large here with the power or with the group of 5 schools, Boise State would have benefited the most from this in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a little UCF stretches a couple different times. You had the Cincinnati stretches. But I mean, over the course of the entire BCS and 4-team playoff, how many times was Boise State a top 15, top 20 team, the top group of 5 school?
Yep.
Well, and like I was talking with Pace earlier in the show, can you imagine like a Kellen Moore-led Boise State team in the expanded playoff?
Zabransky's teams would have made it too.
Zabransky, yeah.
I mean,
it would have been sick. It was always back in the day. It was always like those top programs, right? Texas, USC, all that. And then it was like, well, what about Boise State? There they are. You know, that's what it always was. So it's great, man. It's great. This is their year, baby. Now they're cooked too. Everyone we talk big on is so cooked this year.
We're so cursed.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about, because they got pretty high up there ranking wise in the BCS ranking a few times going into those BCS bowl games. They could have hosted a home game.
Oh, yeah.
They were inside top 10, top 8. Yeah. It was crazy. I think that one year were they 9? I'll have to look at that, but
dude,
I want to say they got up to like 4 or 5 at one point.
Did they get that? Okay.
Kellen Moore's like senior year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got up to like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
As long as they're ranked in the top 6, they're hosting a game.
Yeah. True. How sick would that be, dude? On the blue turf, dude? Let's go.
That's what I'm like. These are things that we can actually dream about now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Video game things are now coming to real life. It's sick.
Oh, and before we go on to our at-large teams, you guys all gave hot takes last time, and pretty hot takes. But this is one I was going to have. I would have hosted the show, and I just want to share it with you. Is not only is Memphis going to represent the group of 5s, they are going to beat the 5 seed in the playoff in the first round.
There's a hot take. Okay. All right.
I am huge on Memphis this year. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. So that's my hot take.
What's their win total at?
9 or 10 I think.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's my take, because they're not only going to represent the group of 5s, they are going to beat the 5 seed in the playoff.
They have the best futures odd to win their conference out of all 9 conferences. They're minus 200.
Jeez. That's actually insane.
I thought that was Liberty. Wasn't Liberty minus 200?
That was Memphis. Memphis was like, there was nobody even close to Memphis.
Okay. Yeah, no, that very well could be. But yeah, so no, I love Memphis a lot this year, and that's going to, so anyways, that's my take. So now my at-large teams, we'll do your as at-large teams. I got Alabama, which, by the way, Jalen Milroe is my Heisman pick. I made that very apparent on all my shows, so I'm taking Alabama. Oregon, Texas, Kansas State, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ole Miss are my at-large teams. So
Okay.
that's
Go through
that.
that one more time. One more time.
One more time. I got Alabama, Oregon, Texas, Kansas State, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ole Miss.
Okay.
And that's where I'm
All right.
going. Pace, what do you got for at-large?
All right, I agree with you, Notre Dame, and then I got Ohio State because I went Oregon the other way. Texas, Bama, USC. So I have 3 Big Ten teams: OK State and Tulane.
Ooh, you got two
Tulane,
group of
baby.
fives in your playoff, huh?
Two groups of 5. Yeah, 2 groups of 5. So yeah, and 3 Big Ten.
And you're big on USC. I did see that on the first show. You're big on
Absolutely, I had to put them in here. I would have felt like a coward if I didn't put them in here. So
USC. All right, and Corey, what do you got for your at large?
All right, so I'll go. I got 3 at large in the SEC and in the Big Ten, just because I think that's what this is what the playoffs was made for. That you're going to see these types of shenanigans early on. But I have Ole Miss, Texas, and then I went with Mizzou.
Okay.
Do have a second ACC team. I got Miami going, and then I've got 3 Big Ten teams, 3 more Big Ten teams with Penn State, Oregon, and Iowa.
Wow.
ooh, okay.
I mean,
Make you
I've
feel
got
happy.
There's a few teams on here that it's very specific for the scheduling. Mizzou's one of them. Miami's one of them. Iowa's one of them. And their new shaken up conferences, they've got one of the better schedules to try to run the table and maybe take an L, 2 at most, in the right spots where they can still make the back end of the playoffs.
That's why I think Notre Dame's like a shoe. Like I think Notre Dame's going to run the table. Like they're in. I think. Like it's a lock. But we'll see.
Their schedule is insanely easy.
Yeah.
So that's why I would be surprised. Obviously, they're going to get an at-large because they're not going to have a conference championship. But yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't get it in there. But you know what he's doing. You know what he's doing with Iowa, right, Pace?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Push is what he's doing.
See, you should have put Nebraska in there. Come on.
I should have. Yeah. Dylan Raiola is going to lead this team.
A 10-2 Iowa makes the playoff most years, and I'm banking with the Ole Miss, the Mizzou, the Iowa, the Miami. With that's me screaming chaos. Like I think there's enough chaos where a 10-2 Iowa team gets a 12 seed or 11 seed, I guess.
I do like the Missouri pick though because they have an insane. I think they avoid Texas and Georgia in the SEC, and on top of that, and I've said it a million times, I think Luther Bird is the best returning player of any position. So,
yeah, you said that. You said that too, Corey, didn't you?
Yeah, I think he's the best player in the SEC.
Yeah.
So, and then Pace, you're big on Oklahoma State, huh? I saw them made your board.
Yeah, I'm big on Oklahoma State. They bring back a lot. Now, I did see some guy like talking today. We were recording this on Tuesday. Like, their quarterback is old, but he's like not great. So like that worries me a little bit because I looked into his stats and then I was like, yeah, he throws like interceptions, but he just doesn't throw enough touchdowns. But Ollie Gordon, you got back there. You know, the defense, I mean, should be okay. I just think that there's going to be a lot of big shootouts there in the Big 12, and OK State's going to end up on the right side of a lot of them. So that's what I'm going with there.
Yeah, I think that's go ahead.
Just a little precursor here. While I was looking up lines for our snake draft, South Dakota State +10 did drop to +9.5 while I was looking. Just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there. I like Oklahoma State going into this year, but that is a terrible matchup for them week 1.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that is going against SDSU is obviously losing the offensive coordinator, I believe. You went to Northwestern. So, like, could be some changes there, you know, when you go on the road. But again, they're a very strong team. They're the favorite to win it all in the FCS. So that would suck for me if that would just be the worst possible scenario I've ever heard of. The Rabbits go down to freaking, where's that? Stillwater, right? Or something?
Stillwater.
Yeah. And then beat my team that I'm big on in the Big 12. Like, that would be awful. And then if NDSU loses to Colorado, oh my gosh. Yeah.
That would be a horrible week 1 for you.
Yeah. That would be that. I mean, I just may never watch again. I don't know.
I do think Oklahoma State wins that. I think the clash of style. I think Oklahoma State style of football, South Dakota State, they match up pretty well to make it like a low scoring defensive struggle, kind of like when South Dakota State played Iowa.
Yeah. Okay. I get you.
And fun fact for you guys: South Dakota State's on a 28 game win streak. Their last loss was the 7-3 game to Iowa, where Iowa didn't score a touchdown.
Love it.
That's awesome.
2 punts and a field goal.
Ooh.
Yep, it was
7 the hard way.
Yep, it was the 7 the hard way. But and then a couple other questions I had. Did either of you two have Utah? I don't remember if I heard you. Oh, you did. Pace, you both did. Okay.
Yeah.
And then was I the only one that had Penn State in? Did either of you two have Penn State?
I did not. Corey did though.
Okay.
I do, and I actually have a really good reason for that. I think Penn State, out of all of the teams in college football outside of Notre Dame, I'm talking group of 5 schools, I guess, all of the group of 5 schools, I think Penn State benefits the most from a 12-team playoff plus getting rid of divisions in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Because
you're just staying from like what standpoint, Corey? Just like schedule wise, and like if you lose to Ohio State or something, like.
So they would go 10-2 and be a top 12 team, and their losses would be Ohio State, Michigan. And it's been like that for like 8 years now. And 1 year they did break through and won the conference. But if you go back and look, over the last decade, there's probably 6 years that they make a 12-team playoff. And so I'm just banking on the odds that they finish in the top 12. And without divisions, that means that they're not forced to play Ohio State and Michigan every single year.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I think they have a decent schedule this year. Like I do think it kind of lines up for them.
What West Virginia is gonna be tough for them, as we kind of talked about already. And then their toughest game is they play Ohio State at home. But I've already said a million times, I'm pretty sure that'll be the whiteout game, and it's just hard to win at Penn State during the whiteout game. So, but no, I mean, we had pretty similar teams, but minus like 1 or 2. So I think that just means we all know our stuff. So that's great stuff. But
that's the only one that had Miami.
We're the only one that had Miami. I think I can see Miami though, because they do have a really easy schedule. I love Cam Ward, but Mario Cristobal just hasn't done it with really good teams in the past. I just don't know why he would do it now.
That's fair.
That's my opinion.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Fair. So, all right, gents. Well, let's get right to it. Let's talk week 1. So we brought it back last year. It was a hit last year. We're going to do it again. We are doing the week by week betting snake draft. So what we do is we have 5 rounds, and everybody's going to take 5 different bets. You're going to have 15 total bets that are going to be placed for the snake draft. Everybody in the panel must have a full game spread, a money line, an over under, a team total, and a first half play. First half play can be anything you want. And then it's strategic, because the higher you take it, the more units it's worth. Round 1 is worth 5 units. Round 2 is worth 4. Round 3 is worth 3. Round 4 is worth 2. And round 1 is worth 1. And one thing I should note is we are using our marketplace from our dear friends at Better Edge for the spread, money line, and over under. So that's great stuff. Thank you to them once again. And then just a quick shout out. Last year, the winner of the snake draft was Mr. Action Junkie. He had a 39-21 record and finished plus 39.33 units.
I mean, that is insane.
Yeah. Kind of glad he's not on the show, so we have a chance to get a little head start on him.
I mean, it's true, but like I'm going to be tailing him. So, this is the year he'll suck now. So there we go.
That is a classic Coda Capper Jinx opportunity right there.
Yes, it is.
So
next time, Kyle, since you do the list, you got to do like top 10 Coda Capper, like a list of the jinxes, the top 10 jinxes that's ever happened.
I think Corey knows what number 1 would be.
Man, I really wish my balding brother was here with us.
I mean, Backyard Brawl Jinx has to be number 1, Pace. Has to be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That would be interesting. It would take a little while for me to think of everything though. Yeah, no, that's something I'll do. I got that in my head now, and I'll make sure to do that for the group chat. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so again, we'll get started with the snake draft. We did the order before the show. I'm going first, followed by Pace, followed by Corey. Corey will have the back-to-back, and I'll snake back to Pace, and then to me, and then I'll do back-to-back, and we'll just keep going until we fill out our teams. Again, full game.
I have are you accepting like rule changes for like either this year or next year for this?
Oh, sure.
All right. I think if you win the week, then we should pick off like that instead of random. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay, so the worst team goes first, you're saying, and the best team goes last.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't hate that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Again, we can do that next year, but I just thought of that too. So
Yeah, I don't hate that. I really didn't want to reveal the rest of the standings from last year. So
It was bad.
it was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
I mean,
So,
I still don't think like Action had such a great year that everybody else could have lost 30 units, and like I think people wouldn't have been like, yeah, whatever.
oh, people lost 30 units last year.
I think I personally offset Action by myself.
I was gonna say Corey looks pretty quiet over there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'm pretty sure I did offset him by myself. Like I'm not exaggerating or playing. That is.
Oh God. All right, New Year,
All
Corey.
right,
Let's
well,
go.
Yep,
Yeah.
let's get right to it. It's a fresh season. We're gonna win all our bets this year. I'm very confident of that. So again, really quick on the picks: full game spread, full game over under, money line, full game, team total, full game, and first half play are your bets. So let's get right to it. I'm on the clock with the number one over. This is a lot of pressure though. This is the first overall pick of the first snake draft of season 4. Under a new name change. This is a lot of pressure.
This sets the tone, Kyle.
It does. And I think I'm going to go with my spread play. And this is going to be a bit of an out there one. And probably a game that I guarantee you nobody watching the show is going to watch. But I'm going to take James Madison -7 against Charlotte. Is going to be my first round play. This is an extremely disrespectful line, in my opinion. And again, not many people are going to notice this, although the Dukes, they lost a lot in the offseason. They did a great job filling out their roster. They have a very talented coach. They picked up Holy Cross's coach, Bob Chesney, in the offseason, who had a lot of success at the FCS level. They got Washington transfer quarterback Dylan Morris, who was a 4-star recruit at one point. They got North Texas's running back Io DJ, I think it is, but he was a 1,000-yard rusher last year. And Charlotte absolutely sucked last year, and they did nothing in the transfer portal. So I know the Dukes lost a lot, but James Madison just getting 7 points when they very well could win the Sun Belt again this year is extremely disrespectful for me. So I think that's just a worthy 1-1. I'm taking James Madison -7 against Charlotte.
Say that game was at home or no? On the road?
It is. Yep. Nope, it's at home.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I like JMU. I got a future on them to win the Sun Belt. So I can't bat this pick. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Pacer, will go to you then with your first round play.
All right. This is going to be fun. I am going to take FIU +21.5 for my 5-unit play against Indiana. And we are off to an incredible start. Kyle just took JMU. I just took FIU. Again, I'm real big down on Indiana. I think their win total's at 5.5. I think they barely get to 3. So I'm going to go with FIU here. Indiana lost 14 defensive players to the portal. They brought in the new coach from JMU, who is very, very good. But I just kind of feel like FIU is getting better. This is the 3rd year now for McIntyre. I think Mike McIntyre is his name. So they're kind of on the rise a little bit, while Indiana's way at the bottom of the Big Ten, right? So they're starting way, way down there. Again, nothing against that coach from JMU, but Curtis Rourke is now the quarterback at Indiana. I don't think he's anything special, even though I think he won the MAC Player of the Year last year. So, he's got to be worth a little something there. But I'm just down on Indiana this year, and I think FIU. I think this game is a 1-score game. I think FIU, and this is a spoiler, maybe a little later on. I think FIU can win this game too. So I'm taking FIU 3 touchdowns. They don't have to win. Just lose by 3 touchdowns, you still cover.
I don't know if Indiana's going to score 4 touchdowns to cover that.
Well,
spread,
exactly, yeah. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I like that play a lot, Pace. Yeah, we're off to a flying start with James Madison and FIU. So I think, Corey, you now have to take a group of 5 team with your first round play. No, I'm just messing. You're up with your first round play.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my faith in Dylan Raiola. I'm gonna take Nebraska over 37.5 team total.
Okay.
All right.
It's more than just Dylan. I think that they have too many weapons on offense, and I think that they're gonna exploit a UTEP defense, and I think UTEP is gonna try to play fast. Their goal is to get a playoff every 14 seconds. So if they're getting a playoff every 14 seconds and they're scoring any points at all, Nebraska's gonna have to outscore them a little bit. So I think stylistic wise, this game can lend itself to some points being scored.
And what do you got for a line on that?
Minus 140.
Okay.
And you were big on team total Nebraska, Corey, last year, right? Too. You took a lot of those, didn't you?
A lot of unders, yeah.
Yeah. Or I was gonna say, like, you bet. Yeah. They're team totals. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was really big on their opponents' team total unders, and I did that with Iowa too.
Yep.
And those typically worked out pretty well. So I'm saying that I think UTEP is going to try to play fast, and Nebraska is going to try to play faster.
Yeah.
Basically.
I like that. I saw there were some clock issues too. Isn't there a new clock rule or something this year?
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Yeah. I just saw some people like yapping on Twitter about like how the 40-second clock is supposed to start like right when the guy gets tackled, right? So like they were waiting like 7-8 seconds to get that clock rolling. And like that one game, Georgia Tech, Florida State, I think they only had 14 total possessions each, 7 in each half. Like that seems kind of slow, but I don't know. I didn't watch a ton of football this weekend, so that kind of sucked. But that's just what I heard. So
Georgia Tech was really trying to play smash mouth, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
They were running the clock down. So it was a style thing too.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. And we'll go to your second round play then, Corey, for 4 units now. These plays are.
All right. So let's see here. It's back up to 10 now. I'm going to take North Carolina, Minnesota first half under 23.5 at plus 102.
Yeah, I like that.
North Carolina replacing Drake May. It's in St. Paul. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it is a night game. They're gonna, that place is actually a pretty good environment when it's at night. I learned that last year. Learned that one the hard way. So I do think PJ Fleck style ball. Obviously, Big Ten, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They're going to try to chew the clock. I think North Carolina is going to try to lean on defense on the road. It's just a low scoring game, at least in the first half.
I like it.
And you had that under what you said?
Plus 102, under 23, 23 and a half.
23 and a half. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I love that play too, especially with Minnesota starting a brand new QB from the FCS level. He may be good, but I think he'll start out slow against a Power 4 team. So,
yep.
Yeah, I like it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Minnesota at night, nothing better. That's what get the blood flowing, boys. As you see the Minnesota Gophers playing at night.
Yep.
It sounds like you're being sarcastic, but that was a really good environment last year.
No, I'm not at all. I'm being serious.
I like it. I love that. I've always loved that stadium ever since they got it built.
Dinky Town, baby.
I'm gonna say I'm a sicko though. I'm staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching Hawaii play. So
I bet a lot. I'd like to see the ratings on that, the TV ratings on that game.
It's not very high, I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. I think it could be.
You couldn't be on like CBS Sports Network or something like that. It's not
Is that what it was on? Okay.
That's what they're usually on because no other channel is stupid enough to broadcast it.
You know what game I think is going to do wild numbers and a really cool time slot is when Iowa goes to LA and plays UCLA at like 9 o'clock at night.
That's good. Yeah.
Big Ten after dark, baby.
Oh yeah. I cannot wait.
All right. Sounds good. Pace will go to you with your second round play.
All right. I'm going to take my money line play, and I'm going to take UNLV plus 110 on the road. Houston is got to be one of the top 20 worst programs, I bet, this year. I even go like maybe bottom 10. I know they got the coach from Tulane, that Fritz guy. Yep. But he said in a press conference a couple days ago that like he's expecting week 3 or week 4 for them to finally figure out their rotation. So like that just tells you where this team is at right now. Like they have no idea what they got on the field going into this game. Yeah, and UNLV, Odom's back obviously coaching, and you know that some people down there in Vegas are hoping they can take down Boise State in the Mountain West. So this team ain't no joke either. I know they have to replace a quarterback. They haven't even named a starter too, which is a hot take of mine too, that like we should have a deadline when you have to name a starter in college football. It's so stupid. But that's neither here and there. So I just think UNLV, solid team, had a historic year last year, which makes me a little worrisome that like it's hard to back up at a historic year with like another great year, right? But Houston is bad, and when you hear their coach say that they are going to take 3-4 weeks to get their rotations figured out, to me that means that's a perfect spot to bet against them. So I'm gonna take UNLV.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I agree with you, Pace. It's so frustrating as a handicapper whenever you're trying to like handicap a game and you don't know who's starting at QB or starting in a certain position. It stings.
Yeah, and I retweeted a video too of Mike Mora, right, the UConn head coach, like his press conference today. Like he kind of got almost just talked into naming his starter, but like he already knew it beforehand, so like he was just sitting on it. He just didn't want to tell people. It's like, dude, come on. Like I get from a game standpoint, X's and O, you don't want to go out and tell somebody. I get that, but like 2024, just name your damn starter. That's play the game. You'll find out play one who it is. Like what's the difference? You're gonna get one play not knowing.
Well, I mean, when they play that game too, that affects their team more than it affects the other.
Really. Sure. Yeah, who's leading us out there? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good pick. Yeah, and I think isn't the spread really small? Isn't it like 2 or 3 or?
Yeah, it's two. The book I saw 2.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Houston's favored at home. Like, what the hell is going on? Crazy.
Probably that bias, that home bias that sports books have. Otherwise, it's probably close to a pick 'em. But
yeah, that's true. So yeah, we'll see.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm up now. I'm going to take my first half play. I went in the weeds for my first play, but I'm going to go to a game that a lot of you will probably be watching at 11 o'clock. I'm taking Georgia first half -7 against Clemson at a -113. Now, Corey had Clemson in the college football playoff. I think Clemson's going to stink this year. I think they're not going to be even remotely close to the playoff. I don't understand why a lot of people have them. I get some people's mindset, but Cade Klubnik is garbage. And I just will not back a team that has Cade Klubnik as their quarterback. I didn't think there could be a Clemson quarterback worse than DJU, and Cade Klubnik might be worse than DJU. I can't take them. I can't take them seriously. I'm a big fan of Carson Beck, and I think he's going to be really solid this year. The addition of Trevor Etienne makes that Georgia offense way, way better than they were last year, and they have the talent to bring back another championship to Athens. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Every year, Georgia plays a really, really good team in week 1. And what happens every single year? They trounce them. And they trounce them early. And I think that's what's going to happen here. So I'm going to take Georgia first half -7 against Clemson at a -113.
Yeah, I'd like that. I could definitely, I'll probably ride you with that, Kyle, because I do think Georgia wins this game by 14. I think a lot of people do like Clemson, though. Like defensively, like they're always going to be there. I think they're always going to play really strong defense. So yeah, offensively, I mean they've been just god awful, right? Cade's not been great, but like defensively, if you can play defense, you can win some ball games. But I do agree. I think Georgia is 7 points better in the first half. It is 14 points better in my mind the whole game for sure.
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to win that one. I don't necessarily think Clemson's going to be bad all year. I think Georgia's just probably the best team in the country.
Yeah. Sure, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, I didn't back Clemson with DJU, and I don't really feel comfortable backing Clemson with Klubnik because, like I said, I think DJU is better than Klubnik, which is saying something because he sucks.
I don't know. Yeah. DJU might suck too, though. Like.
True.
You does suck.
Yeah. I mean, I know FSU didn't let him really rip it from kind of what I saw highlight wise, but like I mean, 3 teams in 3 years, like that's not good.
No, for sure. So it makes you wonder if it's really the team's fault or if it's his fault.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah.
Who knows?
But anyways, let's go to our third round plays. Third round plays are worth 3 units. I'm starting it off, and I'm going to take my money line play, and I talked about it in the group chat. I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. I'm taking Notre Dame on the money line against Texas A&M at a +128. I don't understand why Texas A&M is favored in this game. I don't get the college football playoff hype that teams have them at, and I absolutely am not a believer in Connor Weigman. And he's a lot like Klubnik. I just don't believe in him. I think the hype is way too high on them. I am high on Notre Dame like you two are this year. I think Riley Leonard is one of the best quarterbacks in college football this season. And Notre Dame, one thing people don't talk about with Notre Dame, they had the 9th best defense last year in terms of points per game of 17. They returned 7 starters on defense. So they're going to be very solid defensively once again. And all around, I think at almost every position, Notre Dame is better. So if me getting Notre Dame at plus money is something that's going to happen here, I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm going to take Notre Dame on the money line at a +128 against A&M.
Yeah, if you love Notre Dame, this is great. It's a great number for you, Kyle. So
And
I
I
don't
think
know.
Texas A&M. Go ahead.
I don't know about Texas A&M. I kind of like Elko. Like I think he'll do good down there, but I don't know. I'm not sure how. I like Notre Dame better than A&M. So that's just kind of my 2 cents there. But good number, Kyle, if you like them that much. So
Mm-hmm. And I think there could be some bias too because it's at Kyle Field and Kyle Field's a great atmosphere and stuff
sure,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
too. But I don't
yeah.
think that warrants Notre Dame and game day is going to be there too, which is kind of cool if you're a big game day person. I think there was other games they probably could have chosen that were better,
I 100% agree. 100% agree on that.
but either way,
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take Texas, Michigan, personally. Or no, that's week 2.
that's week
Week 2.
two.
I'm surprised they didn't go Clemson, Georgia. Yeah,
Yeah,
Clemson,
Clemson.
Georgia for sure is where they should have gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually stunned they didn't go to NDSU Colorado. That's really what I'm stunned.
That's the game that the people are going to be watching. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I guess they could have done 2 Thursday, Saturday. But
Yeah.
damn, I didn't know Elko was at Texas A&M in 2018, 2021.
Yeah, it was the DC, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But, okay, that's where I'm going to go. So we will shift over to Pace now with his third round play.
All right, so I'm gonna take where is it? I'm gonna take my over under here because the final 2 bets I'm just not super confident in them. So this is my third most confident one. Clemson, Georgia under 48 and a half. I think that again, Clemson's offense just don't know what we're gonna get from them. They've just not been great the last handful of years. Clemson's defense, on the other hand, is always strong, in my opinion, and I think the numbers do back that up. So then you have Georgia. Then you have Georgia, who again defensively very strong. I think they can slow down Clemson's offense and make them look really, really silly if Clemson didn't improve in the offseason. And I think this game goes easily under 48 and a half if that happens. So if I think how we kind of think it's going to go, Clemson's offense not great, going to get shut down by Georgia, then 48 and a half is good for me.
I love that play. I actually am mad I didn't find that play whenever I was doing my research. I think that very well could be the case, unless for some reason, like I said, that Georgia does what they've done in previous years and just lays it on their opponents and just scores like 30 plus. Then it might be in question, but I don't think that'll happen in this game. But
yeah, then Clemson would still have to get 18 points, right? So yeah, I mean we'll see. So
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I like that play a lot. And that one I'll probably tail as well whenever I submit my official card on Saturday. So
all right, Corey, you know what to do now. Take the over.
No, I'm not. I'm not going that far. I do really like that under. I think they're both their styles of play, clock changes. That game just. I mean, unless Georgia just absolutely throttles them, then
Yeah.
right.
Outside of that, I think that under is pretty good.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds
you,
good. Corey, we'll go to you. You do a back-to-back. We'll start with your third round play, though.
With my third round, I'm going to take a money line. This is where I'm going to go money line. I'm going to take Miami money line against Florida. I think Miami's the better team. I think they're going to win that game. And I got that at minus 135. I got them in the playoff, and it starts here. I think one issue for Miami and Florida, kind of, I don't know if this makes any sense, but they stopped scheduling each other. And that used to be an early season game. And I think that made those teams better. And I think them not playing each other has hurt them in the long run. So I think this is really good for Miami to be getting this back on the schedule. I think it's good for college football. There's a few games on the schedule this year that I'm just like, I'm a kid in a candy store. Miami, Florida is one of them. West Virginia, Pitt's always one of them. We get Texas A&M back. I hate Texas and I hate Texas A&M. But those two playing on Thanksgiving Saturday, that's college football.
That's old school. Yep.
Absolutely. And you want to talk about, Corey, you mentioned that Miami, Florida has a easy schedule. Florida has a horrible schedule this year.
Yeah, we talked about this last week too.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a future on them to get to the playoff though, plus 1800. So just got to win a couple of those hard ones. That's all I'm asking.
Fair. Graham Mertz going to lead you to the promised land.
Hey, the time is now for Graham Mertz. Like it's a final call, babies. Like you got to go.
If
not now, 6th year, baby.
We talk about people being due. He's due.
I mean, he's been. Yeah, yes, he's more than due. He's due. God dang.
All right. No, I like that play, Corey, and I think that should hit for you. So we'll go on to the fourth round plays worth 2 units now. And Corey, we'll start with you.
Yeah, this is going to get fun. This is where me and Pace might be on opposite sides. I already hinted at it. I gave you guys, a few picks to take it. I did go into the lines. I'm not going to take the plus 9.5. I am going to, get it up to plus 10. But I'm going to take South Dakota State. I'm going to take the Jackrabbits plus 10 against Oklahoma State. And that is at minus 121.
So, that's interesting. Corey says that, like, strategy wise, like moving forward, like, should we be stealing people's picks, like for larger units? I don't know.
That's the whole strategy with the snake draft.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I threw it out there. I threw it out there a little bit. South Dakota State's good. I mean, that's just a good football team. I think Oklahoma State's good too. Oklahoma State always starts slow. They do have a track record of losing to Group of 5 schools and FCS schools. Like, they're at least almost losing, right? Like, that's just something that they do. Didn't they lose I remember them losing to Central Michigan or something crazy.
Oh yeah, on a Hail Mary.
Yeah. So it would be very Okie State to show up and lay a dud against South Dakota State.
Pace, did your electricity go out there?
Just my computer over here. Yeah.
I was wondering, like, Patience went really dark for a second.
Really
there.
dark. Yeah. I should have taken that. I think I found my strategy here. All right. For this. So, but I like that play, Corey. So I told, I was talking to B-Russ, I think I was talking to B-Russ, and we have a buddy from South Dakota State, and I asked him, like, you guys think you have a chance? And he said, yeah, we do think we have a chance. They didn't want to go to the game because I guess, like, Stillwater Airport is, like, just so shitty, like how to get to Oklahoma State. So they're not going to the game. But I don't know. It should be good. South Dakota State's best team, one of the best in the FCS. So watch out, OK State. Corey is right.
Yeah, I love it. I love hearing it. That means Oklahoma State's just gonna fucking mollywomp them now.
Yes, let's go.
That's what Pace wants.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Pace, will go to you now with your fourth round play.
All right. I'm going to take South Alabama team total under 34.5, minus 110. This just seems like a lot of points. I know this total is very high too. It's like 64.5. And, but it's against North Texas too, if anyone is wondering. North Texas did not have a great defense last year in the American. But I do think here, kind of that second year coaching staff, last year was their first year. Now they kind of get back in it. They improve a little bit. South Alabama, though, the reason I like this is because their quarterback, again, they don't know who they're starting yet. They have a first-year head coach in Major Applewhite, who's been there. He actually coached Houston, I think, in like the mid-2010s. But their quarterbacks on their roster, redshirt freshman, true freshman, redshirt sophomore. Like, first-year head coach, you got a lot of young talent in that quarterback room. Very, very young. I just think 34.5 points, like, that's a lot of points in my mind for a young whoever's is going to be a quarterback is going to be young. It's going to be a true freshman or a redshirt freshman or sophomore. So seems like a lot of points.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I was thinking another team. Never mind. I was thinking
all good.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's just a good play. No commentary.
All right.
I guess.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I don't have any. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's South Alabama. Like, who's looking at those games, right? So,
Post probably knows more because I think he did a dynasty with them.
Yeah, that's true. Who didn't he do a dynasty with? Yeah.
And you said that you got that at a minus 110.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with my full game total for my fourth round play, and again, I'm gonna go in the weeds. I'm going to take Campbell and Liberty over 55.5. I think there's a real chance that Liberty could put up 40 themselves. This offense is one of the most talented in the group of 5. They return Caden Salter at QB, who passed for 2,800 yards and 32 TDs. And he also rushed for over 1,000 yards and 12 TDs. Very, very talented QB as a sophomore. So I think as a junior, he's just going to be that much better. They have a 1,400-yard rusher in their backfield in Quentin Cooley. I think he's going to make a really serious impact. This was a top 10 offense last year, and they return a lot of their guys. Now, however, what's going to struggle for them is they have their top 2 tacklers defensively are gone from last year. So I think that Campbell could score a touchdown or 2 on them. And I think this over could hit by Liberty by themselves, but I think Campbell could score a touchdown on him. So I'm going to take Campbell and Liberty over 55.5.
I like it.
Liberty and points. Could go
Yep.
pretty well.
Yep.
All right. And then round 5, our one unit plays. So I've kind of been reflecting as a gambler, you do that. What's worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? If something's worked for you, will it work for you again? And I went to the well and I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? We're back. Kent State team total under 14.5 is my one unit play. They were the worst offense in the country last year. They were worse than Iowa. They scored a whopping 12.5 points per game. They did nothing in the transfer portal, and they're playing a Power 4 team in Pitt. Pitt, I don't think is gonna be very good this year, but I'm gonna bet this until they show me not to bet it anymore. We're running it back, baby. Kent State team total under 14.5 at a -130.
Let's go. I was waiting for that.
Yep.
Just keep betting it till it doesn't work. I love it.
Yep, it is back. So, all right. Sounds good. And Case, you got your 5th round play. Looks like it's a first half play you need to do.
Yep, and I just didn't really find anything I loved in the first half, but I did find Sam Houston State Rice first half under 24.5 -115. Sam Houston State last year, their offense was like outside the top 100. Rice offense was kind of middle of the road in the conference, but Sam Houston's defense is pretty decent, pretty dang good defense there. So I'm gonna take this first half under 24.5. I struggled with this one, but it's the best I got.
The first half plays are always tough.
I know.
I think of all the plays, I think the first half plays are usually the tougher ones.
Yeah,
and usually, even though it was the tougher ones, it's usually the ones that are drafted pretty early in the snake drafts, even though they're usually the tougher ones to handicap. But
my favorite bet in college football is first half unders.
It's the best bet of all time. It is.
God,
yeah.
I love it so much, and it loves me. If there was anything, if I could just bet first half unders and just look up and down the board and pick the games that I think are going to be low scoring, I think I did pretty well with that last year. That's the only thing I did well with.
That'd be fun to track.
Yeah.
Some of them just speak to you, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Who's Northwestern play this week? I saw that was like 39.5. That was pretty low.
First half?
No, total game. So like whatever that would be first half, 18, 19 or whatever. Gosh, who are they playing? Miami of Ohio, I think they're playing.
Well, that's an under. That's an under.
Yeah.
That's under.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that.
God, I wish I would have looked into that game because I like that under too.
Yeah.
That's a great matchup for an under. Is it in Evansville?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right off the lake, all that wind.
Well, are they playing at a different stadium or no?
Yeah, it's a makeshift practice stadium that they put bleachers up, and it's literally on the beach. Yeah. There's no wind blockage whatsoever at the stadium.
That's awesome.
It's like if you look it up, it is straight up a Class 3A Iowa high school stadium right on Lake Michigan.
Dude, this is badass, actually.
It is really cool, but it's unders. That stadium screams unders.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. And Corey, we go to you. Looks like you need a total.
Yes, we're going to stay up late. We're going to stay up late and watch football. We're going to take UCLA Hawaii over 54.5.
Let's go.
Right. I don't think there's a whole lot I need to say about it. I will say this, though. UCLA did bring in Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator. He'd been waiting for an opportunity to call plays, and now he gets that opportunity at UCLA. I think that's a good offensive coordinator. Even if UCLA absolutely piss pounds Hawaii, Hawaii's going to score 14.
I love it.
It just seems like it's going to happen.
Yep. Actually, surprised it's not higher, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah.
Honestly. That seems like a 16.5 game, not a 54.
Yeah. I love it. I also have a hot take that Bieniemy will end up the next head coach of Clemson.
Colorado.
You're going Colorado? Okay, I'm going Clemson.
He played at Colorado.
Frick.
And my hot take of the season is Deion Sanders is going to be gone by
You did say that last week. Yep. Okay. All right. I might make a wager with you, Corey, there off camera, maybe.
I'm down. I'm down.
Let's
That'll
talk
be
about.
fun.
All right. We'll come back next week, Kyle, with what we made.
Yeah, off camera. Let's come up with something. We'll
All right.
bring it back.
Clemson would be a good fit, though.
All right, gents. Well, let's go through our teams really quick. If we have any honorable mentions, we'll throw them out. Kyle's team: James Madison -7, Georgia first half -7 and a -113. Notre Dame money line at the +128. Campbell Liberty over 55.5, and Kent State team total under 14.5 at a -130. Pace FIU +21.5, UNLV +110. Clemson Georgia under 48.5. South Alabama team total under 34.5 at a -110. And Sam Houston and Rice first half under 24.5 at a -115. Corey Nebraska team total over 37.5 at a -140. UNC Minnesota first half under 23.5 at a +102. Miami Florida money line at a -135. South Dakota State +10. And UCLA Hawaii over 54.5. So, gents, any honorable mentions at all that we want to throw out there? Corey, what are your thoughts about the UTEP Nebraska full game? I was leaning under, but do you think over?
I think over. The Matt Rule was talking a couple days ago where they were asking if they're going to limit Raiola, like try to build him up into a scheme or build him up into the offense. And he came out and his first response was, no, I'd rather lose this game than the last game. We're going to play it. We're going to call plays like he's a junior today. Like, there's no point in sugarcoating this. We're going to give him the keys to the offense. Like that. I think they're good. Like, I honestly think they're going to try to go out and completely set a narrative if given the opportunity.
Okay. So
that's it. It's no longer 18 points a game. It's going to be 40. Like I think that they're just going to try to score.
So I'm glad I stayed away from that because that was one I was contemplating. And then Fresno State, Michigan under 45.5. I don't think there's going to be many points scored in that game. So I like that play as well. So
that's like first half under.
Yeah, it is. I like Fresno State too on the spread.
Yeah.
Any other honorable mentions at all from you, Pace? Any plays that you had written down?
Oh yeah, I mean I have so many. Like it's not great, but I love UMass at home, -2.5 at -115 against Eastern Michigan. I love UMass at home. I love what Corey said. The first half under Miami of Ohio and Northwestern, probably full game too. I see it's at 40 now at -115. I want to take Boise State, but I think Georgia Southern's going to be kind of sleepy or like sneaky and all right at home. So I'm staying away from that one. And then where's my other one that I liked? I like Alabama -31. And of course,
okay.
I like NDSU +10 and on the money line.
I'm surprised you didn't take that in your snake draft, to be honest.
Well, I mean, like, I think Colorado. I can't bet Colorado, but I think, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. I got to take NDSU. That's what I'm saying.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Corey, honorable mentions at all?
Yeah, I like the Minnesota money line to go along with that first half under. I think Minnesota wins that game. I think they hated the way that they lost last year. I hate him. I hate him. But it is PJ Fleck, and I don't know. I think they're going to win that game. I just feel good about them winning it. As far as any other things, any which way you can take this Colorado North Dakota State game in a first half feature, whether it's like an under or North Dakota State spread, Colorado team total under in the first half. Like, I think this game's just going to come out and it's going to be deadlock, like 10-10 at halftime. I really do. If Colorado wins, it's going to be in the fourth quarter with athleticism, and they're going to pull away at the end. Like that, if they cover the spread, that's how that happens. I do think North Dakota State's going to keep everything in front of them and really slow the game down that first half. So I'm looking to bet that a few different ways, to be honest.
I like it. NDSU's just got so many injuries. Like, it's just unfortunate to go into this game with the injuries, and they've come late here, like within last like 2 weeks. Like, that's the only thing that does suck, but like, it's still NDSU. I think they're still going to just give her hell. Doesn't matter. They have that. There's like a handful of programs in college football that have that next man up mentality, but actually do it. And I think North Dakota State's on that list.
They absolutely are. And even when they don't win the FBS, like they're the team that beats FCS schools. It's not South Dakota State. Nope. They win the championship the last couple of years, but it's North Dakota State that goes and beats people in the FCS.
Yep. Yep.
Straight up. That's their MO. I'm looking at it. I pulled it up so that I could actually give you guys out some lines. First half unders 30.5, minus 115. Love that.
How big?
30.5.
First half?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's certain things. North Dakota State +7 first half is minus 143. So you are drinking a little bit of juice, but I still like that. You get it at 6.5, it's 121. 5 is the minus 110. But 7, pay for it a little bit. Let's see. Team total first half, Colorado 17.5. I like that under. That under is minus 135. So
there's a lot of winners there.
I think it's like 13-10 at halftime or 13-3, 10-0.
10-0, yeah.
Something
7-3, yeah. Something low.
I mean, look at when they played Nebraska last year. Same concept. They're gonna just try to keep it close, keep everything in front of them.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
unlike
good,
that, Kyle, I was gonna say, unlike that game in 2016 against Iowa, NDSU put up some points in that first half.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I actually didn't watch that game. I was nowhere near my TV during that game. But anyways, we have a tradition here on the Fanatics show that since we started this show in 2020, we've been doing it every single year, and we're going to continue doing it. We have our upset of the week and lock of the week contest. So let's start with the upset of the week. How the upset of the week works is all of the panelists need to choose a 7-point underdog or greater to win outright to get you a point. So that's how it works, is you have to have an underdog of at least 7 points, and they have to win outright to get you the win. Standings from last year, Mr. Action Junkie won the upset of the week contest with 7 upset of the week underdogs picked. I came in second with 6, and then Beast and Thomas tied for 2, and everybody else, so Corey, DJ, VSC, PG, and Pace, all had 1 upset of the week picked last year. So everybody got at least 1, which is good, but we're going to try to start it off here. Let's go to our upsets of the week, and Pace, go ahead and start us off for this one.
Yeah, I didn't get shut out last year. I wasn't on a ton, but hey, I got 1, and so it's a great time to get 2, and we're going to go FIU plus 900. So give it to me, and I think that'd be an amazing start off to the season. My goal, I told B-Russ, is to hit 60%, and he said a very derogatory term back to me, which is all right, but I'm going to go here FIU plus 900. I just am not that big on Indiana, and I think that FIU is just, again, it's just kind of the style of the program. It's 2 opposite roller coasters, I think, climbing up a big hill, the Wild thing in Minnesota. So that's kind of what I'm going. I think FIU's going up. So,
all right, sounds good. Corey, what do you got for your upset of the week?
I'm gonna go against. There's no way. Like, I can't pick so many, playoff teams and do that draft and not end up like going against myself some way somehow. I want to take West Virginia. I really want to take West Virginia, but I'll stay with my card. I just got to find what it is. I think it's 9.5. The 9.5 South Dakota State. I'm going to take them outright.
Okay.
I don't know what the odds are on that, though.
I don't need them. Just need to know. You just need to win. So
probably what, plus 400 some? No, lower than that.
Somewhere in there. I'll find it eventually.
Plus 320?
Yeah, it's like plus 300.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my upset of the week, and I also have Actions too, since Actions a full-time panelist, but just couldn't make it. But my upset of the week is I kind of went in the weeds for some of these, and I'm going in the weeds again. I'm taking Jackson State over Louisiana Monroe as my upset of the week. It's plus 8.5 right now. I'm just going to take a flyer on this one. Louisiana Monroe might be the worst team in college football this season, behind Kent State, of course, but they might be one of the worst teams in college football this year. The receiving core is barren. When I actually prepared my college football guide, the receiving had 2 receivers on their entire roster. So they're just getting receivers now. Former Oklahoma quarterback General Booty is going to be starting for ULM, so that'll be cool. But I think he's going to have his work cut out for him. And ULM is very, very bad this year. They're going to be horrible. And I don't care if it's an FCS team. I will never, and I mean never, see ULM as a favorite and let that go. So I'm taking Jackson State over ULM as my upset of the week.
That's in the weeds. Yeah. Is Booty good or no? Like, is he good or no? Okay.
No.
Okay. He's Booty.
Yeah,
He's booty. Okay.
And then Mr. Action Junkie again will be a full-time panelist. Couldn't make it tonight. He's taking Hawaii over UCLA as his upset of the week.
Okay. What's that at?
What was that spread at, Corey? Do you know?
I'm going back to it. I had it pulled up. 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay.
That helps my over though.
Yeah,
it does, because it'll be a shootout if it is. But yeah, so that'll do it for upset of the week. Let's round out the show with locks of the week. Lock of the week is very, very simple. You give any play you want. If it hits, you get a win. If it doesn't, you don't. Very, very simple. Standings from last year, Mr. Action Junkie again. He swept everything, just so you know. He swept everything. He had a 14-3 record last year in the lock of the week contest. DJ came in second with a 2-1 record. Corey came in third at 10-6. Beast was in fourth at 5-5. PG fifth at 2-2. Me in sixth at 7-10. Thomas in seventh at 5-9. BFC in eighth at 1-2. Pace was only on 2 shows last year, so he did not make the board, but he was 1-1 last year in the 2 shows that he was on for upset of the week. So let's go to lock of the week. I'll start since I had the worst record of lock of the week. I had him first half, and I liked it then. I like it even more full game. I'm taking Georgia minus 13.5 over Clemson. I think it's going to be an absolute rout in that first game, and I think that Georgia's going to have the typical week 1 shine, and I think they're going to win by a bunch. So I'm taking Georgia minus 13.5 versus Clemson as my lock of the week.
When's the last time Clemson's been like good?
2020.
Oh, did they won it 2020? Yeah.
When they won with Lawrence was the last time.
Lawrence,
when
okay,
they killed Bama.
So I mean, that's really not that long ago, to be honest.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the direction I'm going to go. But Pace, will go to you. What do you got for your lock of the week?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a trap now. Like UNLV, give it. Yeah, I don't know. Underdogs on the road. Houston's not going to be good. I mean, the coach from Tulane, yeah, he's good, but like it's the first year in his program. Like I just feel UNLV should be the favorite in this game, so I'm going to take them plus 2.5.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you were big on that in the snake draft, so I'm not surprised to see you do it for the lock.
Yep.
And Corey, will go to you with your lock of the week.
I'm gonna take the Nebraska team total over 37.5.
All right.
I just think this offense is gonna click this game. I think it's gonna struggle down the stretch, but I think it's gonna start off hot.
You think it's going to start hot and cold, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Interesting.
Much like the weather in Lincoln.
True. And Mr. Action Junkie's lock of the week, he's taking Syracuse minus 17.5 over Ohio as his lock of the week.
Yeah, that's a good bet that I'll also be on. I think Syracuse is going to be really good.
Yeah, because they got McCord now.
Yep.
They got McCord now, so I think they could be really good too. But yeah, gents, this is fun. I love just chatting college football. It's great that I know it was back last week, but it's fully back. It's fully back now. It's great talking about that. We're gonna have a lot of amazing shows this year, and yeah, I'm just excited to talk lots of college football with you, gents. It's gonna be a fun season.
Absolutely.
Didn't get said, just so the folks out there know, Thursday night there is 21 college football games.
Yeah,
yep.
How sick is that?
That we're so back.
Yeah,
we are back. But yeah, enjoy the games, everybody. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Fanatics. We will see you next week as we break down week 1 into a week 2 betting snake draft.
Peace.
See you, boys.